Well, hello, and welcome back to the Night Painter. Today I got a little something special to show you. Check this out. So, this is a painting I did, oil painting, 18 by 24. It is called the Caregiver. So I had this thing, I wanted it to be a miniature that people could get a hold of and paint. So I had my friend Jade do some sculpting and make a mold, and she made me a few. So check this out. So here is, this is solid resin based on my painting, The Caregiver. Haven't figured out how to hang them yet, but there's going to be a bunch of them made, and I have somebody, my friend Mike Minicucci, is making the packaging, so these are going to be packaged really cool, so you'll be able to paint them. So check this out. So here's where I'm at. Here's what I have started. I've put 2 coats of Pro Acryl primer on here. Did it with a brush. And then, right now I'm using Army Painter paints. I've got the John Blanche series, and I've started with the darkness. So this is a blue-green that I've covered the skin with. So today I thought I would show you how I do a little bit of the skin. So check it out. I'm going to zoom in, get a little closer. So give me a little second while I rearrange the camera, and I'll show you what's happening. Yeah, I think that'll work right there. Just put that right there. Let me just move my painting a little bit safer space. Put it back on the wall. Let's get the clean one put away. There you go, check it out. Really cool, I love it. It's good size too, it's about 5 inches across, so this is something you'll be able to paint and hang on the wall. Even has a little background so you can do some different stuff. You can add like some leaves and tree branches and some things, objects. I'm going to get to that too, but today I'm going to show you some skin techniques. And I'm going to go ahead and stick with blue like the painting. Pretty much. Ain't going to be the same, of course, but because I'm using acrylic paint instead of oil paint. But really cool. I love how it came out. So this is good to practice painting when you're doing miniature painting for textures and stuff, because he's got a lot of crinkles in the skin, got some cool teeth, a bumpy tongue, got 3 eyeballs that you can work on, some horns, got some lumps that you can paint on his head, whatever. Cool texture on the horns. Yeah, she got really detailed into this thing. So, and this is made from a mold resin. Really cool details around the eyes, so can't wait to get to that. So thought I would do it while you're watching so you can check it out too. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to step up to a little blue, go into a darker blue, Imperial blue, Imperial Navy. This is the darkest of the blues for the Army painters. Let's check that out. Now I'm going to use a dry brush technique with a little fat fluffy e.l.f. blending makeup brush from CVS. Yep, that's right, folks. These are like $4. Of course, I do want to get my hands on some really good ones too, but these are cool, and I use them. I use these things over and over, and they still work good. So anyway, if not, let me grab a little bit of paint. Now I've got a wet paper towel here. This is how I do the dry brush. I've watched lots of videos on this stuff, so I'm going to take a lot of that paint back off that I put on there. And this is a wet paper towel too. This way the paint doesn't get dry and chalky and look chalky on the miniature, so at least I hope not. Alright. Then I'm just going to come in and hit some of these highlights, high spots with this blue. Just dry brushing, catching all the high stuff, all the edges. Not too worried about getting it on anything else. I can always touch that stuff up with the black if I need to again. But on my painting, the face is really bright, and the farther away you get from the body, it's a little darker, so I'm not going to do as much down here. Let me just grab a little more of that blue. Basically doing this in layers. So I'm going to get a little lighter with each blue too. Again, I'm not too worried about getting it on anything or anywhere. This is just a base coat. So make sure I got a little bit on everything. Top of his head where it meets the base. I'm going to keep that kind of dark up there, so. Then I'm going to go do this again with a lighter one. Royal Blue from the Army Painter War Paints series. Let's grab a little of that. Same thing, I'm going to take some of it off with this paper towel. This one's a little lighter, so it should show up a lot better. You know, something to check out. Let's just hit that big old lip right there. Yeah, that's a cool color. Digging that royal blue. I'm not just sticking to all Army painters either. I'm going to use a few different kinds of paints on this one. But I have been wanting to try out their blues, so I got a whole set of them to go along also with the John Blanche sets. So I'm going to try out their blues. Be really patient and just do one layer at a time and try not to overdo it so you don't have to go back and paint the black again, but at least you always can. So that's the thing about painting, you can always fix it. Eyes, make sure I catch all those little grooves. I'll be doing a few washes on here too, which is going to fill in all the cracks again and deepen and darken them. So there's the second layer of blue. Pretty cool. Already looking cool. I'm probably going to go ahead and do another layer of the same blue. But not all over the whole thing. Just mainly focusing on the face right now. Can tilt this up a little quick so you can see how the face is lighter than everything else. We're going to go for that kind of effect. More blue. There we go. I can see it now. It's getting pretty nice. Only thing I'm not going to do the same, I'm not going to give him blue eyes. I think I'm going to go with the black. Give him some black shiny eyes. one step lighter before I do a wash over this. Cool. This isn't only going to be all dry brushed either. I'm going to be going in with a little brush and detailing everything and making it brighter. When I get to that point, right now we're going to step it up again to a lighter blue Arctic Gem. Let's see how this one does. Hold on, I gotta give it a little shake. Haven't even shaken these yet, so. There we go, the ball's moving. Arctic Gem. So far we've actually started with the darkness. Put that right there so you can still see it. Imperial Navy. Royal Blue. I'm not even doing them all, I'm skipping a few as I go, so. And Arctic Gem. After that we're going to go one more, which I'll be painting on mostly with a brush, will be Bright Sapphire. So we'll have 5 blues basically on the face. Arctic Gem. So we've got those 4 right now. Let's get them out of the way. Oh man, we're going to hit it with a little bit of Arctic Gem right now. You can see how cool that looks. Again, I haven't used any of these yet, so I'm seeing them for the first time just like you. And we'll hit all the high stuff again. This is where I'm going to keep it mostly on the face. Yeah, I really like this one, Arctic Gem. I'll be doing a couple layers of this one. Just a tiny bit on that shoulder. Big old chin flap. Grab just a little bit more of that same blue. Make sure you can see that. Just concentrating on the face, lighten that up. Just that big old lip and that chin flap. I do have the painting standing up right in front of me too, but I wanted to be a little zoomed in on this so you could actually see it, what's happening. Check him out. Starting to come together. How cool is that? I think we're going to go ahead and dry brush one more layer. That'll be the next blue before I take a brush out. We'll start actually painting things. Still dry brushing. Looking cool though. And that other one we're going to pull out again was Bright Sapphire. Give that a little shake too. Check him out. It's looking cool. Man, I'm so psyched to have this thing. I'm not gonna lie, I actually did the primer, then I did a layer of brown because I didn't want to copy my painting. I wanted to do something else, but I didn't even like just the brown, so I had to go back to my blues. Again, I wanted to try these blue paints I got out, so that I haven't got to try yet, so let's do a little bright sapphire. Yeah, that was pretty bright. I still haven't cleaned the brush yet, but I'm going to go ahead and clean it this time a little bit. Sweet. Here we go. Let's see what bright sapphire looks like. Oh, this paper towel is wet enough. Gotta be careful. I don't want to overload it and just plow it all over the miniature, so I'd rather have too little than too much, so I don't have to work harder. Here we go. We're gonna hit that lip first, see what happens. Oh yeah, look at that. That is a cool color. Bright sapphire. Bright sapphire is also part of the War Paints Fanatics by Army Painter. So we're keeping it again on that bottom lip and that skin flap. A little bit around the eyes, over top of the teeth onto the gums. Guess you could call it gums. He's part skull and part flesh. I don't know. It's just because I love all the monsters of Warhammer and Dungeons and Dragons, stuff like that. So this is kind of my take with a little bit of them all put together. This guy. I wanted some horns, teeth, a tongue, some eyes, so that's what I got. And this is one of those things that's not going to take you all day to paint either, so as you can see, I'm like 17 minutes in and we've already on our 5th color. So we get those little, where the horns come out. Just a little up there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to hit this layer again too, because it's cool. Check that out. The Caregiver, he is coming to life. We're going to go ahead and do another layer of the same color, bright sapphire. Just taking some of it back off the brush. Yeah, you can see some of that texture in there. Look at that. Dry brush technique. People say it's cheating. I say it's really damn cool. And we're still going to use paintbrush and paint details by hand, so cheating or not, it looks cool. That's what it's all about, how this thing looks. We're hitting a little bit more of this really light blue. Concentrating more on the face this time. Where that big horn comes out. Cool color. Not so much on that far away cheek, just a touch maybe on the shoulder and cheek. Around that eye. Yeah, I think the shiny black eyes. That's what's really gonna look cool on this. But when I do the eyes, I'll make a separate video for separate things. Right now we're working on his flesh. Oh man, he's cool. I'm psyched. He is badass. Cool. Digging it. Just gonna keep running with this bright sapphire for a minute. Leaving the dark on the top of the head. Just get a little bit higher with it. Still, so far all we've done is dry brush. It looks cool. See the textures that Jade got into the sculpting of this thing. Came out awesome. The flesh textures even. Man, he is cool. Still just hitting the flesh. Mainly in the face. Want that really to pop out. And we're gonna come back in there with some blues again too. So there you are. With go back through them again. We started with the darkness to Imperial Navy to Royal Blue to Arctic Gem to Bright Sapphire. So that's where we're at so far. We've got 5 layers of blue on this bad boy, the Caregiver. Now I'm going to show you something really cool. I haven't tried any of their washes yet, so we're going to try this together. Let me just find it. Got them all off to the side here. Got a little rack full of them. I think I'm going to pull that out first. Oh no, it's right here. We are going to try Grim Dark Shadow, also part of the John Blanche series. So, really psyched to try this because I love the Grim Dark stuff. So, here we go. Give that a little shake. This is to fill in all the little cracks and details. Shake, 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 shake. Grim Dark Shadow. To be safe, I'm not going to just cover his whole face with it. I'm going to put it around the eyes. See how that goes. Just find the right brush here. Got some of these bad boys are pretty cool. Uncle Adam's favorite brushes from Monument Hobbies. Too bad I'm a lefty, so everything on paintbrushes is upside down. You know, left-handed brushes would be cool. Yeah, whatever. Alright, we're going to hit around the eyes with Grim Dark Shadow. Let's see what happens. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Oh man, that's awesome. It just falls right into the cracks. That's nice. I like it a lot. Very cool. I'm going to go around all 3 eyes with that stuff. Grim Dark Shadow wash. This is catching all those little cracks around the eyelids. Really cool. Really cool, man. catch it around the horns. Really liking this stuff. I'm going to cut underneath this edge here where we want it to be darker. There's a little catch right there. Get. Look at, oh man, that's looking cool. I think I can fill in under this lip too. So anything we want to be darker, we can hit with this Grim Dark Shadow, and it looks really cool. Go ahead and bring a lot of it down here since we want this part to be dark. Not too crazy with it down here, I just want to keep it so it's all kind of evens out. Very cool. I think I'm going to drop this in the nose too, for a little extra. Darkening him right up. He is looking cool. I think I might even. Knew this was going to happen. I just love it. Going crazy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and go right over the gums with this too. Between the teeth. So again, I can hit my highlights again with the dry brush and use that same bright sapphire. Just filling in some cracks. I want this side to be darker, so we'll go ahead and use it over here too. Under this jaw. Like that. Now I can take this big dry brush and just remove a little of the high stuff where it didn't want it to be black. And this is where I'm at right now. Very cool. Alright, well that's a pretty damn long video, so I'm going to cut it off right here and I'll make another video later getting into some more stuff. Maybe the eyes or the teeth or both together, depending, you know. Maybe a horn video, I don't know. Still going to do some more details on the flesh, but this is 5 layers of blue and a wash. So I've got to let this wash dry. Very cool. Sweet. So I almost have my own miniature, so as soon as I have the packaging and stuff like that, you'll see it again. It's going to be cool. You'll be able to purchase one. How about that? Practice painting, hanging on your wall. The Caregiver. Thanks for stopping by, y'all. The Night Painter. Good day.